So this video is actually about subscripts and superscripts, which are two things we use in chemistry, and it's just very important that you know how to use them in a digital format, particularly as notation is extremely important in a chemistry course. So we're going to start with subscripts, and subscripts are things that you're going to use particularly when writing chemical formulas. So you may see a problem on a worksheet that looks something like this. It says the chemical formula for water is, and even if you've never taken chemistry before, you're probably familiar that the chemistry formula for water is H2O, and we would normally write it like this. And because this 2 that sits right here is below the H and the O, it's not in the same line, we call that a subscript. Now it's perfectly acceptable to print out the worksheet, write your answers on it, take a picture and send it back. But if you want to do this in Google Docs or even Microsoft Word, I'm going to show you how to put a subscript into your typing as you do Microsoft Word or Google Docs. So the place where you find subscripts and superscripts is actually up here in this Format button. You're going to go to Format and then Text, and right here are your superscripts and your subscripts. So you're going to pick Format, you're going to pick Text, and then in this case, since we want to write the formula for water, we're going to type in subscript. So you type it in H normally, you pick the subscript button, and then you're going to type in your 2. And when you do that, it looks something like this. So right here, I've got my H2O. Now the thing that you're going to have to remember is you're going to have to turn on the superscript when you put in the 2. You're going to have to turn off the superscript when you put in the O. So you're going to have to go back up to this Format button, pick Text again, pick Subscript again, and that'll turn off the subscript. The second thing we're going to look at is putting in superscripts. Now, you're probably familiar with superscripts from math when you want to write something like x squared or, x to the 4th power. You're going to use superscripts a couple of times in chemistry. The first will probably be when we're investigating scientific notation, because you have to write times 10 to the whatever. The second time, though, and probably the time you'll use it a little bit more often, is if you're writing the charge on ions. So in chemistry, ionic charge is represented with a superscript. So this second problem says a magnesium ion with a charge of +2 will be written as, and the correct answer is magnesium is Mg, and then we write it as 2+ as a superscript. Once again, because this is written up higher than the main line that Mg is on, this is a superscript. And superscripts, like we said before, are found in the exact same place as subscript. It's Format, Text, Superscript, and once you pick that, you're ready to type in your superscript. Of course, once again, after you've typed the superscript, you have to go back to Format, back to Text, and back to Superscript again to turn it off. So here's my typed example of the magnesium ion, Mg2+, and notice the 2+ right here is a superscript. One of the things that is kind of annoying about this is having to go back in Google Docs and keep hitting 3 clicks each time to turn a superscript on and off. So another way to do this is a shortcut key, and the shortcut key is right here. This is superscript and this is subscript. The shortcut key is the little weird Apple-y type symbol above the command key, followed by the period, and you have to press these all at the same time. So to do a superscript, it's actually Shift plus Command and then a period. And to do a subscript, it's Shift Command and a comma. If you hold all 3 buttons at the same time, so Shift Command period or Shift Command comma, it'll turn the superscript on. And if you hold all 3 at the same time again, it'll turn the superscript or subscript off. This is just a quick shortcut key and really would help you. For me, however, it's actually easier to do superscripts and subscripts in Microsoft Word. So what I would do is download it as a Google Doc or download an assignment as a Google Doc, convert it to Word, complete it in Word, and then turn it back into a Google Doc. The reason being that Microsoft Word actually allows you to drag buttons onto the toolbar. And so for me, I've dragged this subscript and this superscript button up here in the toolbar, and it's super easy to put the mouse over there, click, type what I want, unclick, and go. It's very, very fast. And this is my example for Microsoft Word. I very quickly just clicked the button. Once again, the button's right here, and filled out H2O and Mg2+ in Microsoft Word. I don't care whether you find Google Docs easier or Word easier, you just have to be able to put in subscripts and superscripts digitally. Of course, Google Docs is not the only place that you're going to see subscripts and superscripts needed. Sometimes you'll have a Schoology test or a Schoology quiz and you'll have to put in a subscript or a superscript there. I have to provide you with a rich text editor to do that. When I do that, you'll see the option to do a bunch of things with your text, including bold it or italicize it. But the two buttons you'll probably want to use are right here, which are S to the A and SA beneath. This one is your superscript button, and this one is your subscript button. So what you do for the same question, write the chemical formula for water, you hit H, click on this button, or click on this button right here, then it puts the 2 in, click it off, and then the O will appear. Once again, this is the same thing for the superscript question. Notice that the superscript button is highlighted, even hovers over and tells you it's superscript. I'm getting ready to put the 2+ in for my Mg2+ ion. And now both these answers are done. They look perfect, and I can submit them because they're properly formatted for a chemistry course. As always, if you have any questions or you're doing something and you're not sure how to put in a superscript or a subscript, come see me. I would not have taken the time to explain how to put in superscripts and subscripts if notation wasn't vitally important in a chemistry class. So it's expected that from now on, you are able to properly write subscripts and superscripts in a digital format.